And we're rolling. Hello, YouTube. Hello, hello, hello. I know it's a different scenery. I'm back at school. And I just want to just get on here and just hop on and just talk about the journey, the experiences, the mental experiences, the insanity the insanity that I've experienced before the Lord brought me back here. Amen. Okay, where I'm gonna start. And I don't have any notes. So if I sound like I'm just rumbling, I will most likely catch myself and then, we will be okay. So March 2020. Come home for spring break. And things are going well. I hear little news about COVID, but I'm not taking it, seriously. None of us did. I just thought like, oh, it's just another flu, which is fine. We've been through flus. But then comes the tragedy. What, March 13th, 15th, one of the two. I know it's around like the middle of the month. I get a notification that the school will be extending our spring break. Not mad about that. Not angry about that at all. I'm like, okay, I can have a little bit more of a break because I was going through some shit at school, but I'm over it. But I was going through some shit. I'm like, shit, this extra week is actually probably like very like beneficial for me, and it's gonna be, it's gonna be okay, cool, fine. But then they said, oh, all college students, everything has to stop. Everything has to completely stop. You all have to go back home and be at home. Now, pause. I was not necessarily upset from the beginning. I thought it was a great thing. I thought it was something like that would be very necessary for me to actually spend time with my family, to be at home with my family, because during this pandemic, this whole situation, it was the first time that I've been at home for a long time. The first time that I've bonded and relearned the behaviors and relearned the chemistry and the bonds of my family, especially my siblings. Me and my siblings, we gotten so close. I love them to death. I love them. I love them so much. I really do. I love all of them so much. We grew very close. We was close as kids, but as young adults, basically, that's what we are. We're still the same, but we're different. Our chemistry was still the same, but it was different, but it got better and stronger. That's one thing that I really, 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 really do appreciate. But then I got to a point where I did lose my mind. I went insane. I was angry. I felt, and listen, I have not felt like that since I was a little girl, age 13 and on back. Because once I got to high school, things kind of calmed down. It really did. But I was experiencing a atmosphere that felt very familiar, that smelled very familiar, that tastes very familiar, and I'm 20 years fucking old. I'm like, what's going on here? It took this pandemic. It took the pause. It took the pause. It took the ability to not run away, the ability to not just say fuck it and get up and walk away. No. I had to sit. I had to sit in my own funk and really analyze what's been going on around me and analyze the things that I've put in the back of my mind, the things that I thought that I forgot about, they came back up. Oh, bitch. Oh, bitch. And then I was going through something with a lover that I feel so deeply connected with. So deeply connected with. I still feel deeply connected with him, even though the relationship is not what I want it to be, but it is what it has to be in order to make me a better person, in order for me to not have so much codependency, in order for me to see and realize that I am worthy of love, I am beautiful, and I should not have to, be or feel or think that I should be a different version of myself that is not really me, Then I realized that, because there's 3 generations of women, 4 generations of women. And I've realized that in order for me to not trying to say, oh, I don't want to be like them. I don't want to be like them. I am them. I am them. But in order for me to also be me, I had to really analyze and look at every single one of them. My great-grandmother, my grandmother, and my mother, and myself, and really look at what these women been through. And it's very similar. Each generation. Different, but very similar. And I'm not trying to bash them at all. They don't know no better. How can you expect a person to do better when you don't know any better? I am realizing that some of the things that were normal throughout those 3 generations that they thought was normal is actually not. And it's very damaging. Very damaging. And I've had those conversations with them. My family, my 3 women, my 3 divine sacred women who I embody, they are very understanding. To a certain extent, though. They understand what I'm talking about. They understand how I feel. They understand why I react the way I do or did, why I felt angry. They understand. But they don't grasp the concept of me not trying to let that affect me. And by me not letting that affect me in the same ways that they did, they call it disrespect. They call it talking back. They call it, what else they call it? Me thinking that I'm grown. And it's not that. I've never been the type to really disrespect my parents. Never. I was a goody two-shoes, really, growing up. But you teenagers, parents, they get to that age where they bicker a lot. I'm past that. I was more, because I'm at school now, so I'm not there no more. 5 months, but I was more of, not necessarily trying to argue, but really trying to understand. That's one of my housemates. Really trying to understand why they don't want to understand me. And it's because when you are the chosen one, to break generational curses, and I'm just not just talking about money, I'm talking about mental generational curses, fucking supernatural generational curses, 5D realm generational curses. When you are the chosen one to do that, oh, it's completely different. It is completely different. And it's hard because you don't want to give up on them. You want to make things work. You want them to understand you. You want to understand them. But at the same time, though, it was like a tit for tat game. 1 minute we'll be on the same page. Then the next minute, the next minute is like we never talked about it. And I really experienced this with my mother. Now, my mother, I love her to death. I love her to death. That's my mother. She showed to me in her womb. I drank, I ate, I shit in her, okay? That's my mother. That's my mother. But I saw things in her that I could tell were still childhood traumas that she did not overcome. My wig sliding back. I need some clips, but it's all right. We're gonna keep this going. I saw what could possibly be me in the future if I do not get things under control now. I'm not trying to say she's in a bad place. No. Everyone has room to grow. You're never really in a bad place, really. Because you have ample opportunity. As long as you have air in your body, sweetie, you're never really in a bad place. But I see the mental that she embodied was in a bad place. And it was kind of hard because things were okay on some days. The things weren't okay on some days. Then there was third-party people who lived in the house. And I'm not the one to point the finger. I hate that. I love being held accountable. I love to recognize where I am responsible for certain things. But sometimes a spade is a spade. There was third-party people in the house, men. They were men who drove a wall in between me and my mother in some aspects. Not all, but some. In those few aspects, those are the really important ones. Anyway, I don't want to talk about that anymore. But anyway, I just wanted to really get on here and just talk about how when you're trying, when you ask the universe, when you ask God, when you ask Him, make me better, strengthen me, make me better, give me the strength, You don't know exactly what you're asking for. You don't know exactly which place you're asking to go. You don't. You don't. You don't. You really don't. But at the same time, though, it's exactly what needs to happen. Because at the beginning of this year, still in school, I kind of got tired. Okay, I've always been the girl to get good grades. I could never really fail in a way. My parents expected me to always be okay when it comes to school. But being a sophomore in college, my tank was a bit going because I got tired of being great all the time. And that's the thing. That's another thing that I realized about myself growing up. I will always, when it comes to my schoolwork, always never really have room to struggle. Never really did. Never really struggled. A little bit in high school because I was an IB, but my teachers, they had my back. But being in college, don't get me wrong, my teachers, my professors, they was very supportive, but it was just me. I was tired. And I was asking for help. Please help me. Please give me the strength to get up and go to this class. Please give me the strength to read these assignments. Please, this shit that I naturally do, I felt tired to do. You hear me? I felt tired, extremely tired to do. So, the universe said, all right, you want a break? I'm gonna give you one. And that's what I got. And that's exactly what I got. I got a break. But I got a break from school. But then life said, let's battle these demons. Your sword ready? Is it ready? Let's battle these demons. Because like I said at the beginning, some things were pushed in the back of my mind. This year, I cried a lot. But I cried and I felt so much better. I felt so much better. Then I reflected and I saw the negative qualities that was in me that I did not like. I saw it. Weed really helped me see them too. Not trying to say, oh, I'm a pothead, because I'm really not. I smoke on occasions, but the days that I did smoke, I will be having these thoughts, these downloads, these talks with myself and in my head with myself. And I thought they was just very negative. I'm like, oh, this is why I don't like smoking, because this, that, and third. No. It was me connected to my higher self, to the 5D realm. Really digging deep into my spirituality. Excuse me. My tongue ring is loose, so. But me really digging into it. And me finding the things that I sort of blamed other people for. Blame myself. Things where examples when I got into fights with friends, when me and my old lover stopped talking to each other. I blame them, not really reflecting upon myself. And I done things based off impulse that my intuition told me, now you a stupid bitch. Why would you do that? I got more in tune with myself. I got more in tune with nature. I got more in tune with the moon, with the wind, with the water. I got more in tune with silence. And when I did that, I started to see my actuality, my reality, and how can I make it better? How can I make it better? Only way that I can make it better is by thinking that now is better. Because for a moment, I was really focused on the future. I was like, oh, I will be happy once this, and then once that, and then once this, and once this person comes back into my life, and once... No. 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 Your reality has to be better already. That's the thing. I was not happy with my reality for a minute. I was so ready to go back to school. But then I was like, shit, I'm here. So I gotta make the best of it. But instead of thinking, oh, I gotta make the best of it, it became, oh, this is my reality and I love it. That happened so quickly. Now I'm back at school. I'm a junior alignment. And I thank 2020. It was a good year for me. It was a good year for me. Because it showed me things that I was not over. It showed me things that I was still angry about. It showed me things that I was jealous about in people. When really, but for the most part, I'm gonna say that it showed me how to let things go. Let it go. Let it flow. Yeah. Thank you for tuning in to my video. You will see me next time.